What's up, Night Vision Gang? We got Antonio here, episode 5. We gonna talk about Darryn Peterson. I mean, that boy's a killer, man. We're gonna talk about James Harden requesting a trade. We're gonna talk about the way too early top 25. We're gonna talk about Alabama football a little bit at the end. And I mean, let's get straight into it. I mean,
Let's get it.
Darryn
Come on now.
Peterson, man, he is a problem. This past
Man.
weekend, he went right at AJ DeBonsta, and I mean, it make you think like, man, he got a little Kobe in him. I mean, the swagger he was going out with. I mean, he looked very comfortable. I mean, he was attacking the rim early. He was getting to his shot. He was very efficient. The only thing is, in the second half, he didn't finish the second half, but it's the injury concerns. But last night he bounced right back versus Texas Tech. He had, let me pull up the stats so I don't get it wrong. He had 19 points last night and 2 pivotal 3-pointers down the stretch, one in the corner that we were just talking about off air, and the big 3 to win them the game. So, I mean, like, you can see the killer instinct. So, but a lot of people are going to say the injury concerns are something that maybe you should take a look at. But I feel as if it's to a point right now. I feel like people would be a fool not to take him number 1. I feel like if somebody took AJ DeBonsta number 1, and he fell to number 2, it would get somebody fired in maybe 2 to 3 years. This guy can be box office. What do you think about him, Antonio?
Man, you be praising his name like every single time. This bro has sent me so many clips of this dude is going off. And I walked into the gym, like literally at the end of the game, the last like minute 30, they were down 3. Bro, they inbounded. He gets the ball. He fades away in the corner. And I was like, huh? And he cashed it. I was
On the
like,
road.
there's no way. On the road? Like,
Mhm.
that's crazy. Bro. Because you said Kobe, and then it made me start thinking. I was like, you know what? Who I seen shoot some BS shot like that and make it? Because it's not BS. That's his game for real. Like, he makes those.
And
I mean, he wasn't even shooting that good from 3 before then, too, huh? I think he finished
he
the
was
game like 3 and 7.
having a very average shooting night.
He was like 1 for 5 and then just sanked it. I was like, huh?
Yeah,
And then he
it's
made
the
another
first
one right
unit.
after on the other
Yeah,
side.
and that was the one that really like did it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that thing that Adidas posted and said that settles it?
Yeah.
In the debate, like that was hard. He didn't even play in the second half versus BYU, and it was still enough for everybody to be like, he's number 1 pick.
But put on
But
the show and said y'all got that.
AJ DeBonsta,
Well, not really. I guess he got hurt, but
yeah, AJ DeBonsta is still very talented. I don't think there's no doubt about it. The Boozer guy at Duke, he's very talented. Caleb Wilson at North Carolina, he's immensely talented. I like the guy from Houston, the guard from Houston, Kingston Fleming. He's a dude. The forward from Tennessee. You got the guy from Arizona. I mean, it's a lot. It's the best draft class of all time. So I mean, like, you get a pick and you get 1 through 10. I mean, you're in good position. It's not like a regular class when it's like, if you're not in the top 3, I mean, you're just getting deaf. You're just getting stuff for like years to come. Like, I think 1 through 10 are all difference makers. And like, I was watching a TNT show the other day with Bruce Pearl, Jalen Rose, and I remember a guy said if Cooper Flagg was in this draft, he would go as low as 6. I don't know if I agree with that. Maybe you can argue me on 3 or 4, maybe. I don't know if Cooper Flagg would go as low as 6, but I think you could argue that he wouldn't be the number 1 pick in this draft.
you could argue that.
Yeah.
I can say that for sure.
Yeah.
But also I say that with the last few impressions of who that number 1 pick would be, being like these God games against like the other like top teams. But I mean, Cooper Flagg's dropping. Okay, well, you gotta think of it this way then.
He dropped 50.
Yeah, like he's dropping like crazy points. He gave the Rockets like a run for their money, and like by himself, really and truly, like him and I guess dumping it to Daniel Gafford or something when it was needed. But like, is anyone else in that draft gonna do that? You could really argue, yeah, there's a good little bit who could.
The only thing about
I don't know. You can't tell me anything lower than 2. I get Cooper Flag now. I get the Cooper Flag truth.
You
I
can
was
get
a
me
little
the 3.
hater, but
You can get me the 3 if he was in this draft, which he's supposed to be in because he reclassified.
right.
So you could
You think they would pick
argue.
AJ over him?
I think you could argue that.
I mean, you could argue it,
They
I
were in the same
guess,
draft
but
class.
you see, I'm saying this with
That
bias too
size.
because Coop's already in the league and he's going off.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's rookie of the year contender, even though it's like relatively close. Like Conca Empoli, pretty good too.
He's a dude. If he was in the draft class maybe last year, he probably would have been a rookie of the year.
I could, yeah,
yeah.
Him and
it
would have been close with him and Gas, so I'll say that.
Yeah,
but I mean, he's getting like the 3 records. I mean, yeah, probably.
He probably would have been rookie of the year if he was just a class earlier. So,
but if he was on those Hornets last year, I'm not sure. I feel like it's very important that he's on like these.
Yeah, they're pretty talented this year. Well, they're not. They're not an elite team.
I mean, they're not 500, but they're on a 7-game win streak.
They're better than they have been in past years. They're not out there just rolling out the ball, just trying to tank and get a draft pick. They're actually competing.
And then teams like that, like let's say the Hornets don't even get in the play-in, they have all these picks they can fall onto, like these like top 10 picks. They can get the good position and then get any of these good players in college. The Hornets, the Jazz, who's like making trades for Jaren Jackson for some reason, which I kind of understand. Or like I would say the Pelicans, but they don't have their pick. Atlanta, like all these teams are like sitting around there. They got a good draft class to work with, the same way they did last year too. Do you think any teams are gonna do like the Pelicans did and like full send on it, like make a trade and try to get 2 in the top 10 or something like that, if they don't have it already?
I don't think a team would trade their pick away in this type of draft. Who's drafting number 1 right now? If they think Indiana might. I know it's a lottery. I know a lot of people say Indiana could have the number 1 pick.
Yeah, Indiana, Washington, Utah is probably like the 3. Atlanta, maybe.
Indiana, Sacramento.
Atlanta, because they got
Atlanta
pick. Sacramento too.
Atlanta, Washington's up there. Utah is up.
It's a lottery, so we ain't gonna know. But I think the highest odds right now
is Indiana.
Yeah, that's what I say. I'm pretty sure Indiana.
That's very something the NBA would do too. Like they did with the Mavs, they would give a team that's just been up there.
Yeah, just been up there, have one off year, and then they get a god player, and then come back strong.
You can see the script already built.
Imagine they get number 1 pick. Tyrese with him is crazy.
You think that would be a good fit? Darryn, Peterson, Halliburton, and what they got a lot of other guards over there too.
That is true.
Or do you think they would have to trade them other guards?
I guess it depends on their defensive philosophy. I don't know.
Okay, let me ask you another question. Do you think Darryn Peterson's injury or hamstring or cramping is a concern?
I think that's just basketball and can be ironed out.
Because I know it's happened like a handful of times. He's missed half of the season this year in college. I know he missed a double-digit amount of games this year alone. So a lot of people are not gonna shy away from talking about that come draft time.
Right, and I mean that could be the difference between 1 and 2. But let me spin this on you real quick. Since you're saying this, but then you said if he isn't drafted number 1, at least right now, like you could get fired in the future over it. You think they're still gonna get fired even with that context? Let's say they draft AJ first because they're like, "Well, I don't know, like maybe he's gonna get hurt." You think in a few? First off, that implies that you think AJ would low key not be a fit. But I guess it just depends on what team he's on. I'm not gonna put words in your mouth, but
I think AJ DeBonster is going to be a good pro. I think his size and athleticism alone sort of reminds me of a Jason Tatum. That tall with a jumper that's long and could defend. He's probably a little longer than Jason. But I think AJ DeBonster sort of reminds me a little bit of Caleb Wilson with their size and how big they are. But I just think Darryn Peterson. I think
that's the difference for real?
I fully believe in my mind that he's a franchise altering piece. Like I just feel like head to head, I saw them head to head, 1-on-1.
I mean,
I just feel like he took his lunch money. I mean, he didn't even play in the second half. He had more points than him. He had a bigger impact on the game. Didn't even touch the court in the second half, and that's all they talked about. Like that dunk, he sent the message. Like, you can't tell me if they were playing, like, let's say they were playing Georgia State. He's not doing. He might not even have tried that. If they're like some of the shots he was taking, he was trying to send a message. Like, he knew it was personal. He knew who was on the other side. But I still think AJ DeBonsa is going to be a great pro. I don't think he's going to be a bust or anything. I think this is going to be a real draft class, but there's going to be a bust. I mean, I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Boozer.
The odds of everyone in the top 10 succeeding,
no, it's not. Everybody's not going to hit. Everybody.
That's not to say anything on their talents. That's just just using the past as examples.
Everybody can't hit.
Like, I say that to finally answer your question. No, I don't think the injuries will matter.
Yeah, like Kingston Fleming. If you told me Kingston Fleming was an all-star in like 4 years, I would fully believe it. He's projected around 5. Nate Ahmed at Tennessee, if you told me he was an all-star, I could believe it. Darius Acuff at Arkansas, he's good. Thomas Hawk at Florida. Yaxel Lindeberg from Michigan. Like, it's so many guys. Like, this draft could go around 20, 25 picks, and you're getting a starter. You might not get a franchise-altering piece, but you can get a guy that's like a starter caliber player at like 20, 25 that might have went like 7 or 8 in another draft. Like, it's a very deep draft. So I think at the All-Star break, you'll definitely see some teams possibly tanking. Smartly tanking because the worst record doesn't get the number 1 pick.
Right, you still got to play, but
yeah, smartly tanking. But I mean, even if you had a worse record, you'll probably still get like 3, which is pretty good in this draft.
Right.
Like, if I'm 3 and I end up with like Boozer or Caleb Wilson, I'm not mad. Not in this draft. I'm not mad. Let me ask you a question. If you're a GM and you can get Giannis, is it even worth it if I had to trade 3 to 4 picks and trade 2 of my best players just to get you with injury concerns? Is that like I know we're going to talk about the Knicks. Is it even worth for the Knicks to even trade their whole team just to get Giannis? Like,
do you think they're going to have to trade the whole team?
Not your whole team, but Karl Anthony Towns, and some people say OG. Cat, OG, and maybe draft capital. Is that even worth it at that point?
I don't know about throwing OG in. That's kind of crazy.
Or Cat and Mikal and some picks. Or Cat
because you're going to want to have someone who can shoot. And you can't really trade someone like Deuce unless you're going to like full commit to Jordan Clarkson. But I feel like Jordan Clarkson is more like a 2 guard. So it's like Jordan Clarkson can pass, and I guess you could call Deuce a 2 to guard too. But I mean, Deuce
another scenario
like that's important, especially with Jalen Brunson. He needs the support.
Yeah, and another scenario people don't realize is if Giannis gets traded to the Knicks and they get Cat, and they get OG. Milwaukee doesn't want that because I don't think Milwaukee wants to win. Like, I think if Milwaukee traded Giannis, there'll be a full-on rebuild.
Yeah, so that's why I don't even feel like I feel like you'll have to give up all these picks.
I think that's how
New York doesn't even have that much to work with, huh?
Yeah. I don't know what their picks look like, mainly outside their players. I know they said the Warriors were the front runner because of their picks, like draft capital.
Mm-hmm. That's funny that the Thunder could actually do it, but then they would be like crippling their entire team.
Yeah, and their chemistry.
Because they definitely have the picks to get it done.
They had
and they can like not even get rid of players for real. But if you trade for Giannis, you're gonna have to give up like Chet.
They had the Thunder's
J-Dub
GM at the game for Darryn Peterson and AJ DeBonsa, and they was like, "Why is he at the game?" And it was like they have like 1,000 picks.
I mean, yeah, they could really just trade up.
They're
but
who's gonna give it up? Picks.
Who will give it up? I'm trying to think. Like a team that's like that. Like Indiana maybe because they're trying to win now. Yeah. So it's like if they have their own picks and they could.
They're not giving it up.
I mean, they're probably not.
Not in this draft. They're not giving up one pick. But I feel like if there was a draft for OKC to like trade 5 of their future first-round picks to get that number 1, this will be the draft to do it.
Not even the picks too. Imagine like just trading like a Cason Wallace or Lou Dort, even though his numbers are down, I don't know how much his value is really, or like like any of these like rotation players.
That wouldn't be enough for number one.
I mean, true, but you have to throw those picks in there too. Like, I don't think
Mhm.
Indiana wants like all the picks. Like, you're gonna have to get some players in there for them to even entertain it.
I would take 5 first-round picks.
I mean, yeah, first round picks are good. So I feel you. The Knicks got 2 first round picks next year and 2 second round picks.
I would take 5 first-round picks over 3 first-round picks and Casey Wallace and another one of their rotational pieces. Just because Casey Wallace isn't going to help me win a championship as soon as
I mean, yeah.
I'm thinking
So
that
it's
way.
like Kaysen, Alex. I mean, even like maybe you could strong arm them into someone like more prominent. But
I don't think they'll move Alex.
I don't think they'll move anyone really. I'm just like,
I don't think the Knicks should move anyone. Now that we're talking about it, I don't think the Knicks should give up Cat. I don't think they should give up OG, Mikal. I think they need to compete with this team this year and like try.
Because I mean, yeah, like yeah, their team right now is good. They really like Cat will turn up and then it'll be chill, and then Giannis won't even be there to like be in the way.
Cat is the key.
And then if they lose, you trade for Giannis, and then you can get rid of Cat. Well, I say get rid of. That's harsh words. If he's the problem, you trade him.
I would say if they don't trade him at the deadline and Cat proves in the playoffs that he's not the answer, he has another bad playoffs like he did in Minnesota, then you have to explore the possibility of getting Giannis. Because at that point, Cat is who he is in the playoffs. But like they played the Lakers the other day, OG Anunoby had 25 points. You're not going to find too many 3-and-D guys like OG, Mikal that can be streaky one night and give you 25 to complement Brunson and play the defense that them two play. And you have Karl-Anthony Towns. You can say what you want, but he spaces the floor from a 3-point range, so you have to guard them in a significant way. So you got Cat, OG, Mikal, Brunson, Josh Hart, all them guys can light it up. Not light it up, be sharpshooters, but all 5 of them guys are a threat from beyond the arc. Josh Hart had 3 triples the other day versus the Lakers.
So Andrew Shaman keeps making all these clutch threes in the late game too. Every single time I pull in, I swear.
Yeah, McBride. I mean, all them guys, like you can't just sit in the paint. They all can shoot. You have to guard them a certain way. Let's actually talk about James Harden because okay, so in November 2020, he requests a trade from Houston. February 2022, he requests a trade from the Nets. June 2023, he requests a trade from Philly. Then I'm just sitting on my phone scrolling. February 2026, last night, James Harden requested a trade from the Clippers, and they're playing. Like, wait, what? They were gelling. Him and Kawhi were gelling. The media asked Kawhi after the game. He said, I mean, caught me by surprise. I'm confused. Ooh. So, guys, right after me and Antonio got off, James Harden was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Darius Garland and a second-round pick. This immediately makes Cleveland a contender in the East. Cleveland has no excuse not competing with James Harden going forward. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. We'll talk about this more next week. And I was confused too. He said, like, they're going to rock with him, but, like, I don't understand it. I mean, looks like him and Kawhi were like they were playing pretty good together.
There's got to be some other reason then. It's sure, like it isn't their like play, surely.
Something in the locker room, like or organization wise, like.
I mean, yeah, because we're sitting here acting like all that stuff at the start of the season when people like Chris Paul ain't happen. Like, we really think the Clippers are being run well right now? Like, let's be for real. I feel like the players are hard carrying their PR, like being good. It's covering up all this behind the scenes stuff that we don't know about and that we probably won't until James Harden gets traded, I guess. But like, who goes for him?
He's averaging 25.4 and 8.1 assists going on 37.
Hey, he's that guy. Like, he's one of the best scorers of all time.
Light it up. Like, this is no scrub at the end of his career just saying, who cares? No, this is a guy that can be a championship piece. Like, they say Cleveland wants him. They say playing people want him out, take him in Golden State. I know it wouldn't be a fit defensively, but
that would hurt my heart so bad.
We're desperate, and James Harden can light it up. He's another guard that can take some pressure off stuff. wherever James Harden goes, he's gonna score the ball.
Don't
He's
you
gonna
ever
play
say
good
James
offense.
Harden to the Warriors again. That hurt my soul. I can't recover.
No, I very think that's unlikely.
I mean, I feel like he could go to the Cavs, swap him with Garland. I could
Yeah,
see
that's
that.
I think Garland's always
James Harden and Donovan Mitchell on the same team is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I started thinking about stuff like that in 2018 when they played in the playoffs, and I was like, "Dang, Donovan Mitchell's really that guy." And I was like, "Dang, them playing together would be really cool." I just had that little thought in my brain.
You
I'm
know,
glad that like it could actually happen.
James Harden just doesn't fit. He's not the guy. He's a very like Hollywood type of guy. He doesn't give me the vibes of somebody that want to go to Cleveland, Ohio. Like,
Nah, but why? But then he just give the ball to Don because Don's clutch. Like Don has proved that he's clutch, but if he just has to like carry for the entire fourth quarter, and that's how they lose sometimes.
I'm talking
So
about
you give
like
it to.
lifestyle for
Well,
all.
yeah, I'm talking. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm saying I feel like basketball will transcend that.
I don't
I
know.
think James Harden is Hollywood, but I think he cares about basketball enough.
Yeah, he's been to Houston, Brooklyn, New York, LA. Like,
Philly,
yeah, I guess. Yeah, Philly.
I mean,
yeah.
Philly. It's like right there next to all that.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I don't really know if Cleveland would be somewhere he would want to go. I don't know if it's completely up to him.
I mean, for all we know, he'll find any reason to get out.
Yeah, he's still a guy that I think has a lot left in the tank, though.
It really just depends on what the reason why he's requesting the trade is. Because if he's just trying to get out of LA, I feel like he'll take wherever, and then he'll like I was talking about the basketball side of it. I feel like he'll understand that and be like, yeah, Cleveland could work. Like I could see myself winning a ring here, but I don't know. That's the best basketball fit, but I mean, he could go back to Houston if he was really about that kind of life. But I was talking to you like, yeah, I was talking to you off camera about it. I don't really like the idea of trading for players that are hurt. Like that makes me feel weird, just a little bit, just like thinking about it. And trading a player that's hurt, and trading a player that kind of like set your culture. Like I feel like trading Fred would be kind of crazy until he like sucks. You know what I mean? But he hasn't like sucked. He did good in the playoffs. He was low key carrying when Jalen Green was going off. But then if he was off, then like they just lost. But that's not his fault. I feel like he's like helping out a lot. James Harden would be nice, and I mean they should try to win now, but I don't know. But as a Harden fan, I want him there. But
back in Houston.
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean,
2 years ago it was a thing that he was almost going to go back there.
Yeah, I know, and I would have been hype about it. But
yeah.
I was a Jalen Green truther, and I still am. But I was like a really big one back then, and I low-key didn't want it because of that.
I think they said he was just going to go there like outright, like as a free agent before he re-signed in Philly. Then he re-signed in Philly, and they traded him because they said he can mentor the young guys there. But I think Harden rubbed him the wrong way because he said he wanted to get back to his MVP season and he wanted to try and average around 30 a game, and they didn't feel that because it was going to take away from Jabari's, Jalen Green, Sengun's development.
Yeah.
So they didn't really like the idea of him trying to go out there and score the ball.
Whatever. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, it rubbed them the wrong way. And they was like, nah. I can understand that, though. You think they're going to retire his jersey or no?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think they will.
He's the second best player in franchise history. I'm like, yeah, for sure. No doubt.
Who do you have won? Hakeem?
Yeah. I mean, he won them 2 rings. If Harden won a ring, then I would say Harden was better.
Where would Yao Ming be if he stayed healthy?
Where would Yao Ming be if he stayed healthy? I guess it depends on how many rings he won, but probably he could be number 1. I could see it. He could be up there in contention. You could argue it. But I'm going off of like potential, I guess.
Okay, so if Kevin Durant won them a championship this year, where would he be on your mind?
All-time Rockets?
Mm-hmm. If he won them a championship this year.
Depending on how many years he stay. Top 5 automatically, but
On 3 and everybody else like ESPN, CBS, they all put out a way too early top 25 each year they do this. So this year, On 3 has put out a way too early top 25, and I'm going to put it on the screen. This is the way too early top 25. So they have Ohio State number 1, Georgia 2, Texas 3, Notre Dame 4, Indiana 5. For the first 4, we can already see something. It's blue bloods. So the names are there. Ohio State returning Julian Sand. Obviously, he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. Georgia returns Gunnar Stockton. Texas returns Arch Manning. Notre Dame returns C.J. Carr. Indiana will have Josh Huber from TCU. Oregon returns Dante Moore, who could have went pro. Texas Tech gets Blake Sorsby from Cincinnati. Texas A&M returns Marcel Reed. And Miami gets, who we talked about, the transfer from Duke, Darryn Mensah. And 10, Oklahoma returns John Mateer. So it's really, I'm not going to say a quarterback ranking list, but you can definitely see where you're looking at the returning production or who has top quarterbacks returning. But I don't really get in too much about the way too early top 25. Like I'm gonna show everybody the top 25 from last year, who they had from last year's way too early. Okay. Look who's at number 4, Penn State. They fired their head coach. They were favored to win the national championship. Drew Aller was actually, maybe some people said he was the favorite to go number 1 overall pick. He maybe not, might not get drafted. South Carolina is sitting at number 8. I don't think they may have made a bowl game. Florida's at 9. They fired their head coach. Their quarterback transferred at the end of the season, Antonio. Clemson, they're sitting at number 10. They didn't make the playoffs. Their quarterback was projected around the top 10. They didn't make the playoffs. Auburn, 11. I hate to say it. Auburn fires their head coach. Auburn didn't make the playoffs. Michigan, number 12. They fired their head coach for other reasons, but you can see where I'm going with this. I mean, it could be a disaster. LSU sitting at number 15. They fired their head coach. And I think after week 1, after LSU beat Clemson, they probably put them. I know this is somebody else's ranking, but I'm pretty sure the AP poll had them in the top 8, top 5.
They were up there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They were up there and then lost and then sank.
And like, this is the biggest point I want to make on this. Indiana is sitting at number 23 and it's way too early top 25, Antonio. Indiana's at number 23. They win the Natty. Miami's sitting at number 21. Miami played in the national championship. Look at all the teams in front of them. Auburn, Clemson, Florida. You get what I'm saying? Like Notre Dame. Texas
like this was way too early.
Texas is at 1. Texas didn't even make the playoffs.
And then they're up there too this year.
Mm-hmm. Texas didn't even make the playoffs. So, I mean, it's just to tell you, like, these things really don't really mean anything.
But, I mean, you see the vision with them, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you talking about it the last time, like with this current one. But, I mean, yeah. I guess it kind of is all based on, like, paper rosters and names.
I like Oregon. I like that they returned Dante Moore. They're going to have Evan Stewart back. I like Oregon. I like their head coach, Dan Lanning. I think Georgia being up there is questionable. I mean, they returned Gunnar Stockton, but who else is on that offense is scaring me. Like LSU's gonna. I think LSU might be too low on the way to early top 25. I think they're stacked. I'm high on LSU. I actually picked LSU to win the national championship last year, so I'm not a genius. Let's put it up one more time.
This year's the one.
And hold on, let me see one more thing. On this way too early top 25, Ole Miss is not on there. Yep, Ole Miss is not on there. Ole Miss was a game away from the national championship. That's what's crazy. This year they're number 15. So,
and they could have been higher, but I mean, yeah, we already know.
Ole Miss, arguably, if Trinidad Chambliss returns, they return. You can say the best quarterback in the nation and the best running back in the nation. So that's going to be a good 1-2 punch for them. But you can just see, like, you can't put too much stock into this. Texas is going to be good with Arch Manning, Cam Coleman on the outside. You can never count out a Marcus Freeman Notre Dame team. They're just well coached, in my opinion. I don't know
No,
what
I agree.
Michigan is going to be year one with a new head coach. I think their quarterback has a lot of answers.
I feel like
Florida at
they're not
number.
better than LSU. Oh,
Mhm.
don't know why they're number 12, but
I feel like Florida at number 24 is sort of a prediction. You're predicting their head coach and that team to be good this year in year one. So we'll see.
it just
But
depends on the culture they bring. Yeah, we'll just see. We'll see whenever it happens. This is very obvious to be wrong in
yeah,
some way, shape, or form. Houston being there is kind of funny. I don't disagree with it per se, but
they got a good culture at Houston. Their head coach Willie Fritz was at Tulane for a minute, so he really knows his area. He knows the South very well. They're gonna be very good. They have a good culture there. They have some key guys coming back. Their
hmm.
star receiver Amari Thomas is back. Their quarterback Connor Wegman's back. So Houston, they're getting some respect. They had a pretty good season. They beat LSU in the bowl game. They're going to be pretty good. Um, Alabama is at 17. I mean, I don't really know what's happened to Alabama.
I love the fall off, me personally.
I do too. Being an Auburn fan, I love it. Growing up, Antonio, in the state of Alabama, every year Alabama is number one or number two in the preseason poll. And if they were number two in the preseason poll, by week 4, they would be number one
Hmm.
because they had guys on each side of the ball that put fear in the opponent's eyes. Defensively, they had defensive linemen that would get after the quarterback, play after play after play. They had
They bred
300.
the best of the best.
They
Like
had huge offensive linemen. I think it was to a point Nick Saban, he wasn't even he was recruiting 3, 4 stars. He was just recruiting 6'5", 6'6", 330-pound guys at first and just developing them into monsters. He didn't care who they really were. He was getting the biggest guys, just throwing them in the middle and letting them go at it. And then as you got on, they just got more skill as the game evolved. They got faster guys like Reuben Foster. Like they've had the best running back I ever seen play college football ever was Derrick Henry. Alabama doesn't have a Derrick Henry anymore. I think their best running back this year was one of the worst in the SEC in Jam Miller. I hate to say it, but I think he was an average running back. Um, their receiver, I think Julio Jones. In my early years, Julio Jones one of the best receivers I've seen ever.
I mean, yeah, I agree.
In the NFL, college, like just NFL wise, off career, he's one of the best I've ever seen. You can
Like he
argue.
was a dog in college. Like he went to
Mm-hmm.
Alabama, and like Nick Saban had
Yeah.
that. Like he had those kind of players. Even the recent ones, like AJ Browns, and you said Derrick Henry, and thinking of like Mark Ingram, and like he's had he gets good players. And funny thing is,
Devontae Smith
growing up
won
in
one.
Louis, hmm?
Devontae Smith won the Heisman from Louisiana.
Yeah, and then like all these quarterbacks too. Like, and the funny
You're,
thing, being from like Louisiana, like I'm surrounded by all these LSU fans. Fun little fact, I don't think I've ever told you. I used to be like the opposite. I used to be cheering for like everyone that everyone didn't like. So
yeah,
there was a little period where I was a little Cowboys fan. I was a Alabama fan, and then at some point I woke up and I was like, wait, no, this is stupid. And I stopped. But I think the main reason was what team was it? I don't remember what Alabama team it was, but it was after Julio Jones was gone, because that's when I was like super into him. And then he went to the Falcons, but then I couldn't hate the Saints too hard, and I hated the Falcons, and then it like started like unpeeling from there. You know what I mean? So now
yeah.
that
I
I see the
mean,
downfall, like now that I'm reformed, I guess
yeah.
I'm not infected by the Alabama disease, and now that it's over,
I get
it's
what you're saying.
satisfying.
Like growing up, my parents were both Alabama fans, big Alabama fans. I sort of wanted to be different. I wanted to be an Auburn fan. I didn't want to be an Alabama fan. Like, but you see guys, they had like Tua Tagovailoa, Bryce Young, Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts. They had guys on the outside like Amari Cooper, Jamison Williams, Devontae Smith, like Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Waddle. I mean, it's just so many guys that came through there at defense. In the defensive backfield, you got Eddie Jones, Cyrus Jones, Patrick Sartan. Um, it's just so many guys. Kool-Aid McKinstry, Terry and Arnold. So many guys in that secondary that just came through, became first round picks. I mean, it's just not the same Alabama. I mean, I think you're a fool if you can tell me, look me in the face and say Alabama's still the same as when Nick Saban was there. It's just not the same fear. I mean, Their portal class this year was pretty weak. They did have a good high school class though, that was ranked in the top 10, but their portal class was pretty average. So we're gonna see. It's
I
like the
mean, how
culture
much of
there.
that is like Nick Saban? I feel like it had to have been all of it, huh? Like, this, like the university. I guess there really doesn't have that much aura outside of like him and like what he brought, and I feel like that bled into everything. And I don't, they're not bad at everything, but like that Alabama football is different. That's like why you went. You know what I mean? They're
And
like
it's
packing out
hard to
stadiums.
follow Nick Saban up. It would never be another Nick Saban.
Right. That's like the greatest college coach of all time. Like
Yeah, it
you
will
can't
never be
really
another Nick Saban.
like replace that. You can have people that are similar to him, the people that he surrounded himself with, but those people got other jobs, higher jobs somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like even the coach tree, like name all the people that have worked under him, and you see them on a bunch of good teams that have like dominant, like even on the NFL level, like dominant teams. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but I mean, surely we can throw
Yeah.
them on the screen. They'll see them. Y'all see this in the cut version of the short or whatever.
It's actually crazy though because I just remember I would get hyped as a kid. Alabama would get down 3-7-0, 10-3, and I'd be hyped to run some. They
Mm-hmm.
finna lose. They're gonna lose today. Nah, they come back next thing you know it's 44-10, 44-3. I mean, it was never no like you weren't excited too long watching Nick Saban Alabama teams. I'm
They
glad it's
figured
over.
everybody out.
I'm so glad it's over because the fear they put in my mind, I knew when we played them we weren't gonna win. Especially because they're in Alabama. Now at Auburn, they had a hard time winning at Auburn. It
Man,
was
how you feel about that Iron Bowl game? The kick return?
which one? Oh, Chris Davis. You
Yeah.
know he's actually my next door neighbor. Um,
Yeah, I think you told me that
mhm.
before. That's so
He's
crazy.
actually my next door neighbor. So I mean, it's crazy. And he grew up an Alabama fan. That's what's crazy about it. He grew up
Man,
an Alabama
I bet
fan.
that felt so good.
Yeah, being from
Doing that
Birmingham,
at
Alabama.
home, doing it too.
Yeah, he grew
Man.
up an Alabama fan, and he had to kick six. Cam Newton beat Alabama. I mean, it's just you used to have a legendary performance to go into
Right.
Tuscaloosa and beat Alabama. You would have Cam Newton that walked in there. Johnny Manziel would walk in there and win. Joe Burrow that year in 2019.
That
It
game
took
was
a
good. That game was crazy.
it took a
Oh my god.
special quarterback to walk into Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and knock off the top, especially with Nick Saban on the sideline. Now
Hmm.
you got guys like John Mateer who's passing for 70 yards and beat Alabama. You got the average quarterbacks beating them now. Like no disrespect, but it's some guys like last year when Tennessee beat them, they had Nico beat them. They lost to Oklahoma not this year, but the year before last. And they had Jackson Arnold, who was Auburn's third best quarterback this year. He beat them. Like I mean, they just have it's not the same respect. I would say it's not the same respect, but I'm glad to see it.
I mean, how do you fix it? Like, how do you recreate that culture without the greatest coach of all time? Like, is that even possible? Is the
If you
football
don't have it
program just
now
coached
under
like
if you don't have it now under this coaching staff, it's never going to be there. Because like I remember a player said Raquez Montgomery last offseason, he said this season's going to be different. We can't even be late to workout, so we can't be late to meetings. And everybody reacted like, why was your head coach letting you be late to meetings and workout in the first place? And everybody's like, oh my goodness, like their culture's dead. Because
and like especially in like this era where it's colleges over the table
yeah,
giving all these people money, like who wants to go to Tuscaloosa for real?
yeah,
If you're not playing for the greatest coach all the time, like what's the point?
it's still a good brand. It's one of the top 5 party schools in the world.
Yeah, like it's a good brand, but like it's Tuscaloosa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I mean I'm from Louisiana, so I guess saying that I'd rather be in Baton Rouge is kind of biased, but like I'd rather be in like so many other cities of like the top programs, especially if they just like are just like throwing money out to me, and then I'm in like in a more interesting city than Tuscaloosa, Alabama. You know what I mean?
And,
Uh,
you got to think some recruits. it's a lot of stuff that factors into it, like playing time, coaches, recruitment. It's a lot of things more than just money for some people.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It
But
really
I'm
just
talking about getting like the 5-star, like all the ways. Like,
yeah.
although it's definitely more than just like money. Like, you're not just gonna go to the person who gives you the most, but
Yeah.
sometimes it boils down to that, or sometimes it boils down to like the vibe of the school. Sometimes it boils down to the history. Like, it just depends on what people value. And I feel like what Alabama brings without Coach Saban in this NIL era isn't anything. And I'm glad. And I'm grateful. And I'm grateful that my state college is the good one. And even though I guess they aren't winning like that since Joe Burrow left, but they'll be all right this year probably. Even though I really don't like Lane like that, but
We'll
I mean,
see
as a
what
coach,
happens in year one. Year
we'll
one's
see.
always. We'll see.
Because I didn't really like the Brian Kelly signing, but and then that turns out that it made sense to not like it.
Let's end with here. The NBA trade deadline is on February 5th. So next week when we come back, this could be a very crazy show.
Because everything we say from here on out is going to be irrelevant.
I've been checking my phone throughout the whole show, making sure I didn't get any breaking news. So I didn't get anything else. So we're going to wrap it up there, guys. Antonio, how can everybody check you out?
Antonio Talk right there. Yeah.
Right
things cooking right there.
Yeah.
You can check out Connor too. Y'all on the channel already. I might as well watch some more videos. Yeah. Hit up another episode. I know you got time to kill.
We're going to have some more player We're going to have some more player interviews coming out very soon.
There you go. He been cooking. I've been seeing it too.
Yeah.
Man.
You guys can like, subscribe, and I'm gonna put the socials and the link in Antonio's as well. And that's it for this episode today, guys. We're out.